met somebody in college.
Oh, yes.
Talk about that.
Well, sitting in my freshman room one morning, and in walked this boy, most handsome fellow I'd ever seen. And it was Clarence Earnhardt. I was later to find out he was very well involved with a young girl. So that ended any thoughts I had of him. After we graduated, we went our separate ways. I didn't know what had become of him. But I got a note from him inviting me to go with him to the alumni band group at what was then Pfeiffer Junior College. And I thought, oh well, what happened to the girl? He never did say too much about it, except that they decided to go their separate ways. By 1939, Clarence was subject to the draft, but he decided to enlist and get his year of service over with. In the meantime, Pearl Harbor was bombed. Clarence had been shipped from Fort Bragg for overseas duty where we did not know he was going. I had learned in December that he was in Africa. By the time Clarence landed in Africa, he had a letter from me. I had written him every day that I had enlisted in the service. I guess he fainted, I don't know.
Here they are, wax in mounting thousands. America's women soldiers trained.
Got our orders to report to Fort Des Moines, Iowa.
More recruits arriving every day for wax training at Des Moines, Daytona, Oglethorpe.
Soon after we got our clothes, they said, fall out. What does fall out mean?
On the double!
With practice, they improve, become trim, neat.
As far as I can remember, I'd never been any farther than Virginia and South Carolina.
Behind the soldiers at the front. It won't be too easy. These women will have to make many adjustments to new homes, new work, new clothes. But they'll gain much. Friendships they might never have made in civilian life. Fun, fellowship. Most of all, the knowledge that they are doing a vital job and doing it well.
How did the experience of doing this change you, or what did you get out of it?
Well, I got more education than I did the whole time before.
War ends, what happens?
I get a letter from Clarence that his base is going to close. And then finally I got a letter, he's on his way home. And I'm in Mitchell Field, New York. Been there for right close to 6 months. He said to me when he wrote last, he said, we're getting married as soon as we get home, whether you're in the service or out. I've waited long enough. And then we left the next morning for Alexandria for a week. And during that week, we found an apartment. Maybe a few months is about all it took for me to decide a little studio apartment was not enough to keep me busy. So I began to look at the job market, and I found an automotive dealership, Studebaker.
Here is Studebaker's exclusive look in a full choice of sedans, presidents, commanders, champions, tops in style.
So I went in and applied for the job and got it right away. Worked there less than a year.
At your dealers now.
Worked in Washington, Department of Commerce in the patent office. I worked on Saturdays at Penny's department store. I worked one summer at a daycare center. I even did some telephone marketing at one period.